What's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to the Den. You can catch my personal social medias at Honcho HTX. The best conversation on the internet. Hit that button, the like button, the subscribe button if you're new to it. It's gonna be a very interesting conversation tonight. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all Den Show Live at Gmail if you want to send an email. Tomorrow, Monday, we'll be back at the 10 o'clock shows in the AM. Every night, 10 p.m., 10:05, 10:10, sometimes a little bit late, but around 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. every night. Can't watch, listen to Den Show podcast. I've uploaded a couple of recent episodes to the podcast. Make sure you check those out if you weren't available to watch them live. Den Show Shop, we'll get some of that fresh Den merch. If you want to hit the Den line, 833-284-3336, 833, the number 2, The Den is the easiest way to remember that. Streamlabs.com/The Den Show if you want to make a one-time donation to the channel. And shout out to all the Patreon supporters, patreon.com/The Den Show. Shout out to Dan the Man, Stina Starry-Eyed, James, Diana, Betty Spaghetti, hold on, Miss Goya, and Donald Trump, all the Patreon supporters. If I miss you, I ain't dish you, but I think that's all. And again, if you ever want to hit the Den line and you have like something you would like to share, and someone did share for Food Friday, and I need to add that, but apologize, a few minutes late. I am Ed Honcho, your host with the most. Something like that. Anyway, we're going to get into a very interesting conversation tonight. We're going to talk about me getting the right notebook first. And we're going to talk about why is Honcho so sweaty. I've been running back and forth, in and out, as well as a few minutes late. And yeah, give me 1 second. But y'all still be able to hear me. I'm just gonna cut my cam off for a second. But yeah, we're gonna talk about stereotypes tonight, and we're gonna talk about male stereotypes and female stereotypes. Now, not the usual. We're not talking about gender bias or anything weird like that. Just gonna talk about basically types of men and types of women. And when you think about that type of thing, I'm using the word type a lot. When you think about that type of thing, I don't know how many different categories you got. I say something often around here when I say there's 3 types of women, and I say I love ladies, I like hoes, I hate bitches. But does it get deeper than that? Are there more types of women? And what are the types of men? I think you got stand-up guys, you got simps, you got, guys who are trying to figure it out. I mean, I think it's really a little bit more complex than that, but we'll figure it all out as we have the discussion this evening. I'm sure the ladies have more experience with the types of guys they've come across. I wouldn't know that as well. So we're going to open up the line in a little bit. We're going to talk about all of that. I'm going to alakazam. Bow, I'm back. Shout out to Culture, man. Again, making my life so much easier. It is greatly appreciated. Every time I see it, it's a wonderful thing. Let's see what we got joining us tonight, man. Let's get into some good conversation. Woo! I feel like Ric Flair or some shit. Culture, K. Grace, what's the motherfucking deal? Miss Bell, good to see you, Miss Bell. It's been a minute. Been a little bit. I wonder how you been. Good to see you. Rashida Reed, what's the motherfucking deal? Danny, Dominic, whatever your name is. 2 guys, 1 name. Nacho's live stream, what's the motherfucking deal? Destin AK, what's the motherfucking deal? Cartier, what's the motherfucking deal? It's still Sunday confession. So that's the thing, and I want to address it. It's always like Sunday is still confession night, but the way I wanted to approach it, because it was getting to a point where a lot of people were not really calling in and confessing. So I wanted to start implementing a secondary topic, because it got to a point where I was like the only person confessing. And look, I ain't finna give y'all all my stories, and y'all ain't sharing nothing. So it'll always be Sunday night confessions, but a little bit of Friday nights have kind of become well, they've become sexual confessions. But there are other confessions that you can make, but it'll still always be Sunday night confessions. But when Sunday nights come around, I decided to kind of put the focal point on a secondary topic. So that way people will still call in and share instead of just being scared because they don't have anything to confess, or they don't, everybody want to act like angels and all that. And I'm going to bring the preacher back. I almost brought him back tonight, but then I had to run out the last minute and do some stuff, and I didn't want to put all that shit on. I'm already sweating and shit. So let's see who else we got. Heidi. Hello, Heidi, a.k.a. Cortana. Miss Meek, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me Sweetberry, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Janet Dunbar, what's the motherfucking deal? Storming in doubt. I saw something. I'm not gonna tell y'all what I saw, but very interesting. Very interesting. You say, so you looked up the flights. Got 1,007 for 11 hours regular seat, 7,000 first class from Charlotte to Paris. Exactly. Thank you, Desolate AK. And that's what I'm saying. Well, so Cartier, and you did text me, and I got to get with you because there might be some changes we got to discuss. But I love Miss Cartier. I do. I love Miss White. That's my partner. That's my dog. That's my ace boon coon. But how come every time we say anything in reference to women, it's got to be a beatdown? But y'all be in here hitting men with the Popeyes uppercuts. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be chewing up the spinach, be just beating down like we Bluto or something, trying to holler at olive oil. Y'all just be beating us down. You know what I'm saying? We don't. Well, we do complain about y'all man bashing, but it's not a woman bash. We're just having commentary about the opposite sex, you know, and sometimes a little bit of bashing. But anyway, James, what's the motherfucking deal? James Hard, Nikki motherfucking Nicole, what's the motherfucking deal? Shelly Long, how can it be a beatdown on the ladies, right? When y'all at this point currently outnumber us significantly. I mean, since the videos that have gotten this channel the most growth were the Jesse, kind of little Jesse Smollett series, and, you know, addressing the Malia Davis situation. And it has been a significant increase. Go and look at the demographics from time to time. It has been a significant increase in women who watch this show. One, what's the motherfucking deal? And how can we beat down on y'all when y'all outnumber us? Significantly. You know, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, and that was the thing about the little Cam situation. I don't know if y'all saw the video I put up right before this about Cam Newton. And it's not so much about Cam Newton as it is about fucking Tariq Nasheed. And I used to watch Tariq Nasheed back in the Gap, but then when I just kind of started peeping game and I started kind of putting him in the category with the rest of these fucking poverty pimps, if there wasn't all this fake racism and fake shit for these people to talk about, they would fade off the face of the earth. Cam Newton, if you didn't see, offered a dude some money for his seat on a plane because it had more leg room, right? And the dude said no. Just happened to be a white guy who had the seat. And people make it into a race situation. If that's not the dumbest fucking shit, well, there was racism in his demeanor. You can't see nothing but the back of the dude's head. You don't really hear the exchange that much. You just kind of see him nodding his head, no thank you, I wouldn't like to. Hey, if he's on this flight, the same flight Cam Newton's on, you don't think he might have a little change? $1,500 might not be that much to him. These are expensive tickets, first class tickets that cost a little grip from Charlotte to Paris. So my thing is like, good grief. And it was so many people that were agreeing with that shit. Like, god damn, everything is not fucking racism. Like, I don't see how you live your life like that. Like, I don't see how people I cannot wake up every day and saying, my fucking sheets are wrinkled. It's fucking racism. Can't keep them straight. God damn it, I creased my shoes. It's fucking racism. It's like, come on, man. It's like, come on, I'm tired of the fucking bullshit. Like, if it's a real issue, let's address it. Let's talk about it. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. But trying to squeeze it out like the fucking last drop of orange juice or something, let's, man, like, get off the boo-boo, man. Because that makes the real situations, like, get ignored. If there's some real shit that's actually going on, let's address that shit. But it's not like people fucking make it. And then a lot of these other situations you look into, if you really get down to the facts, you're like, oh, damn, okay. But people will fight hard to tooth and nail to fucking make some shit into, it's frustrating as fuck. But hey, that's some people, that's what some people fucking, that's what they live and die by. I couldn't do it, man. It blows my mind. Let's see. Baker Man, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see if I missed anybody. Keep pounding. That's what she said. But I heard the funeral was private. That you had to have like a band to get in, like a little bracelet thing. So I don't know exactly how big it was, the entire turnout. No, it doesn't say the Cam Newton chat. Don't nobody give a damn about Cam except for you and Tariq Nasheed, Shelly. Goddamn it. My name. What's the motherfucking deal, Professor Trill? What's the motherfucking deal? And fuck Sean King too. Miss Meat, sit your ass down. This ain't no damn NFC South chat. Y'all came out of nowhere. But let's talk about it though. Let's talk about it. Because this was something that was kind of sent in by Miss Nikki motherfucking Nicole. She was addressing, a subject about the categories, or basically how, black women are labeled. But I kind of want to expand it to a little bit of everybody. Because if I would have made it just the topic about black, y'all would call me man, woman bashing. So y'all just pick. I'm trying to make it all, and everybody can get bashed. Let's bash everybody, all right? Let's make it a bash. Let's just bash society. Why can't we bash everybody? Everybody deserves a little bit of bashing, except for me and maybe Scotty, but everybody else can get bashed. And we're not going to bash James Harden. Shout out to White Persuasion. This is a White Persuasion original. Shout out to White Persuasion. We can definitely bash female pimp, so that's okay. But so this was a topic that was suggested though, and it was like, the labels that are placed on black women as, either being a thought or being bougie or being, I forgot what the other thing was. And I don't necessarily always look at it like that, but there are definitely labels that are applied. But when I was thinking about this, I was like, well, what are the labels that are applied to men? Like, how do women identify men in that light? Do you have, I don't know. I honestly don't know, and so I have questions. And so, this is a place where we can hopefully seek out some answers. So if you have men who say women are, my three sayings: ladies, hoes, and bitches. I love hoes. I don't love hoes. I really, really like hoes. But I love ladies. It's just something special about ladies, and it seems like the decline is happening, but so when you see one, it's very appreciated. And bitches ruin it for everybody, just like bitch ass niggas ruin it for everybody. So you got what would be the equivalent, as I break it down into things, what would be the equivalent for ladies, right? Far Cry New Dawn. Is it good? I heard like it was like so. A lot of people said it was just kind of like an expansion of Far Cry 5. I was thinking about getting it, so I don't know. So, nobody listen to Rashida. Y'all know what she talking about. Nobody want to talk about that stuff. Y'all know what she try to be bringing into the conversation. So you don't consider yourself any of these categories. So what category would you put yourself in if that's the case? And that's what I'm trying to figure out. How do women identify men? So if you look at a dude, and women know immediately or within a few seconds whether or not they would like to sleep with that man, or their thoughts or their opinions of that man. Like, how do you label? If a dude is with a chick, he's going, okay, well, hey, she seems like a lady. She carries herself like a lady. Or she carries herself like a hoe or a thought or whatever you want to call it. Or if she seems kind of bitchy. And it's not always because a woman has a boss-like attitude or anything like that makes her a bitch. People say, oh, well, because I'm assertive and it's to make me. That's not the case. If you acting like a bitch, if you do conniving shit, that's the bitch. You can be a lady and have a firm attitude, a firm personality. So that's not necessarily exclusive. But I'm trying to figure out, what is the opposite? What is it for men? How do women view men? The problem with the bitch is a woman who is more so a hoe, but carries herself like a lady. But then the bitch is the one, when she gets exposed for who she is, she does the malicious shit. Like, they're not commendable. Like, a hoe is open. A hoe is like, hey, you know what I do? I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I'm fucking. I'm having sex. Don't mean I'm having sex with you. But if she is what it. Hoes are some of the most honest people you will ever fucking be. I love hoes. I say I use that separately, but I do. Hoes have given me so much game and so much insight, and they're honest. a lady carries herself a certain way. It's not saying she can't be a freak. She can definitely be a freak, but she might not be as out there with everybody. She's selective in her freakness. And then, like I said, a bitch is more like she probably has more hoe tendencies, but she wants to be treated like a lady, but she doesn't carry herself like that. And so, you treat them how you meet them. And so if she gets exposed for some type of behavior, the hoe is like the chick who, the bitch is like the chick who got old buddy killed, right? The one who said that she got raped, then blamed on the wrong dude, and then, they ended up killing all these dudes in jail. Well, she had hoe tendencies. Then she got kind of exposed for it. She felt like she shouldn't have been treated like that, so she lies on somebody and gets somebody else. Well, several other people basically go down for her actions. A bitch is not a quality character, okay? Hoes got buku game. So, hey, ain't nothing wrong with hoes going to church. There's some good hoes at church. I don't go to church, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I know a hoe that go. But let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. So, what is the male equivalent? That's what I would like to know, ladies. When you see a man, how do you identify what type of category to put him in? I think this is information we should share with one another. I think that we try to be very honest about it. I definitely didn't go to church. I'm not a church going man. If you all three, you can't be all three. You every woman? Well, go get tested then. I missed the 3 types. Oh, I definitely missed it. So let me see. Let me scroll back and let me see what they are. What are the 3 types? Guys who think they're alpha but they're incels. Guys who think they're alpha but they're broken. Guys who think they're alpha but they're 300 pounds. Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with you, Heidi. Heidi, you're Cortana. You're artificial intelligence. You don't know nothing about men. We know nothing about men. No, I don't. Who goes to church? Let's get a quick poll. 0 if you don't go to church. 1 if you do go to church. Real quick. That would be curious. I am curious because I know we have some religious people. They probably don't show up to the den on Sundays. They're like, man, I just went and got forgiveness. I'm going to this den to sin, and I don't want it. Shelly, there's only 2 categories. Shelly, you was hating on my boy LeVar earlier. We need to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. A bunch of heathens. You went to church today, Rashida? All these heathens. Look for a girl. 7. What's the motherfucking deal? That's a new name. Okay. Looking like ain't nobody didn't go to church. Okay. Well, look. Ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? She called us heathen. She ain't go to church. Ain't that something? All right, Miss Bell, honest. She go to church on Easter and then midnight mass and all that stuff. Okay. All right. Miss Meat, nah, you dressed up like you ready for the Falcons game. You ain't going to no church. All right. So, let's talk about it. I saw somebody. I can see that. Very interesting. Very interesting point that my name said. Man, boy, nigga. All right. So what is the difference in those 3? What is the difference in those 3? What's the difference between a man, and I guess you can be a boy, a grown man boy. But what's the difference between a nigga, a man, and a boy? Does that apply to all races? Does it just apply to, black folks? What is the nigga version for other races, if that's the term, since everybody's not allowed to say it apparently? What is the version for other folks? You better get off my boy Darren, man. Sunday is football day. Tough. A man is decent, upstanding. A boy is childish. A nigga is dirty. Moralless being. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Kenneth is like that guy on the other channel that I have a disagreement with. The dude who uses the Snapchat filters. Kenneth is kind of like him. Questionable at best sometimes. Well, see, the only thing is that when we do have a soft sports meet and greet, here in Houston, we do something for a game one day. Kenneth is gonna show up. I'm gonna slap the dog shit out of Kenneth. I'm dead serious about this. I like Kenneth. I'm gonna slap the shit out of Kenneth. And the other dude would never. He ain't gonna never show his face. He's just gonna run his mouth a lot and do weird stuff. Kenneth's footwork sucks. All right. So I ain't worried about that. Jared, what's the motherfucking deal, man? So, but I think that's good. Okay, so shout out to my name because she's definitely giving some understanding. All right, some understanding. So you have a man, a boy, and a nigga. So why are there so many boys that have women? That women are dating so many boys. Is there a shortage on men? Seems like a lot of niggas are getting love too. Is there a shortage on men so that the boys and niggas are winning by default? Why does it seem like niggas get more play? Because it seems like the niggas having all the damn kids. You know what I'm saying? Compared to everybody else. I mean, I think niggas got more kids than men do. So I'm trying to figure out, what is that? So are women... We can't be all three at once. You gotta treat them how you meet them. So if you meet them as one, that's who they are for that time being. Now if she switch up, well, you gotta look at the situation that caused her to switch up. So some women have low self-esteem. Okay, so yes, indeed, it's a man shortage. The real men in female pimp. I don't want any more of your advice for the next 22 minutes. Okay, like the next 22 minutes, just play the pistachio game or something. Because I worry about you. I want you to, for the next 22 minutes, I want you to, go look what officials are running to be elected in California. Well, I guess that would be the fourth category of men, only one lie. That's, I don't know what you call that. But again, so my thing is this, though. We're talking about that. I'm glad you made that point, Desley. Keeping it real time, Riley. What's the motherfucking deal? Always good to see you. Call them the others. The Fourth Kind. Y'all remember that movie, The Fourth Kind? So, what is it now? Do you think that y'all really believe that the men aren't being men anymore? Do you think society is pushing men away from being men? What was traditionally considered a man. A lot of women, we've tried these conversations, that women want the traditional man, right? But it seems as though society is pushing men away from being that traditional man. Do you think this is true or false? I'd like to know your thoughts on that. 0 if you think it's false, 1 if you think it's true. Is society pushing men away from being men? Let me see. Let me see. What Kenneth is up to? Let me see what he's up to so I can give him a good reason to throw a couple of extra minutes on that ban. I mean, it is just Kenneth. Let's just ban him for no reason. Say 1. I see 0. So 1, you say no. Why don't you think so? Keep it real time, Riley. You say 1. Okay. You say yes because women want equality with men. But what is equality really? Is it equality? Now here, this is what I want y'all to understand, because a lot of people try to say, oh, Honcho, you're a woman bash, all this. No, in reality, I feel women should be treated equally. Okay. I feel that women should have, in the workplace and society, should be able to hold the same roles as men. I have no problems with any of it. It's the way that they're going about achieving it these days is the issue. You see a lot of these false accusations. You see what they call this, the third wave feminism and the Me Too movements. And there's nothing wrong with Me Too on its surface. There's nothing wrong with a lot of these movies. They're on the surface, they seem like legit situations, right? Well, then when you really get into it and you see some of the agendas behind it, you start questioning it. You see these feminists say they don't even care what men, they don't care. I've seen it a lot. They don't care if men get falsely accused. They just want the positions, right? They just want the positions. They don't care if a person's life is ruined from a false accusation. You know, well, that's an opportunity for a woman that's opened up. You know, I feel like if a woman is more capable at a certain job and she is better for the position, she deserves the position. She shouldn't be held out because she's a woman. But again, you see the collateral damage from a lot of this stuff. And I mean, if you look anywhere, the articles are telling you that, especially in the corporate world, men don't want to receive these false allegations. They don't want to be caught in these situations, and they're not helping women get to the positions that they're striving to achieve because they're afraid of being accused of something. They don't want to work one-on-one with women. It's easier for them to just justify giving a man the job because they don't have to worry about those accusations. They don't have to worry about the shit that is going on. No. I'm not very racist, and I'm not more sexist. I'm extremely racist, and I'm slightly less sexist. So, but you see what society's pushing, and these same things, and that's why you have these. Now you have these track stars, and you have these women fighters cracking skulls and doing all this other stuff. You know, these men who are feeling one type of way one day, breaking the women's records at everything because they felt a little feminine today. You know, I don't think it's about equality anymore. I think it is about dominance now. Usually, when in any situation, it could be feminism, it could be from views of race, it could be, in any position. When one party feels like they've been beat down for so many years and for so long, when they have the opportunity to take over, they want to dominate. They want to be in the position of power. It's not about leveling the playing field. It's about having power. Now, we've kind of strayed from what I want to get into. So we're going to open up the line. I'm going to let folks call in and share their thoughts and their opinions on the topic. And the topic is the stereotypes of men and women. So I want to hear more about this man, boy, nigga situation. I want to hear more about this, well, you know me, the ladies, I think I've said that quite often, the ladies, hoes, bitch situation. But even some of the women said there's more categories than that. And so what are the additional categories? I'd like to know. So as we get into the conversation, I would definitely love to know these things. And so let me power up the line one good old time. And I'd like to hear it. And again, it is Sunday. If you have some confessions, the confession line is always open. I may not be in the outfit, but Pastor Honcho is always here. That is the den line, 833-284-3336. Call that bitch. The den line can be a bitch. The den line can be a bitch sometimes. Sometimes the den line be acting like a hoe. It be getting ran through. The den line is never a lady. Why do they used to always like call ships? Why do they always name ships like after women? That's something I always wondered. I think I knew at one point, but then I forgot what the reason was. Let's do this just because. Just because I don't like your name. There we go. For good luck? Oh, that's why the motherfucker was always crashing. Let's fire it up, man. I want to know what's on y'all's mind. I want to know what y'all thinking about the situation. Ladies, I want y'all to call in and address the types of men that you have dealt with in your encounters. Fellas, I want you to call in and address the types of women that you've dealt with in your encounters. And are they true, and this is for both of you, are they true to the stereotypes that society pushes about each gender? Exactly. Why do nice guys get friend zoned? You know, women have called in and said that a guy can be too nice. But if you ever ask a woman what she wants, I want a nice guy, somebody that treats me good, treats me special, treats me like a queen, puts me on a pedestal, rubs my dirty feet, all this other stuff, right? But you have a lot of those guys who come into your life, but you're just too nice. Oh, you're just too nice. I don't want to deal with you. And so, what kind of sense does that make? What kind of sense does that make? And this is why men say that, women don't know what they want. Because you ask any woman, that's what she's going to tell you. And then the nice guy comes to their life. They've dealt with, I guarantee that these women have dealt with dozens, I won't say hundreds, but dozens of nice guys in passing have tried to talk to them or whatever else it may be. He's just too nice. He's not my type. We treat them like everything they want to be treated. But they don't give them the time of day because it's just something about him. So, you missed the world's greatest conversation that we've ever had in the den, Miss Nikki. I'm sorry you missed it. It'll never be back. It's over with. So, if a guy gave you everything that you wanted, but because he's boring, he gets put in a friend zone. So not only does he have to give you everything that you want, but he must entertain you also. Is that what you're saying? Oh, I see what I'm saying? Look, the dick is the trick. That's what you're saying, Miss Shelley Law? Okay. But do you see, and again, this is not bashing, but do you see, women have they have a laundry list of things that they want. I don't think men's list is that long. I really don't think it is. Yeah, you want some physical features, but you'll make do. You'll make do. Ain't not too much ass. All right, well, she does everything else. Titties ain't too big. All right, well, everything else is kosher. But apparently, the penis size is very important. That's nothing you can do about it. You can go get ass shots. They might deflate on you. You can go get you some titties. They might leak on you. But again, there's this standard that y'all want men to be upheld to. But he can have all the other things. He can have all the other things you want. But if one of those things isn't right, he's just not going to work out for you. I think men are more adaptable, If she's off in a category or two, well, we can work with it. We can fix some of these things. Or, my preference is a big old jiggly booty. But she might not have that. But she has everything else that you can want from a woman. It's not going to be a deal breaker. It's tough, It's tough. So, interesting. What y'all talking about? Aisha Curry. Oh, man. I ain't even getting into that. But, again, why is that too? I got another question for the ladies when we talk about men and the male stereotypes. All right, we'll come back to that. We'll take this call. Oh, I should have fixed the mic. All right, what's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den? Miss Bell. How are you doing this evening, Miss Bell? It's good to hear from you.
I'm doing well. It's been a week.
Okay.
Been a long one. Okay. A couple of things I wanted to answer. First question, you had said something about why is a ship called a lady's name?
Yes.
Goes back to England when all ships were Her Majesty, Her Honorary Majesty. So all ships were women because most captains married their ships. Most of them didn't have wives, and they spent more time on the ocean than they did on the land. So they became their women. And the ship's head was the piece of luck for the captain of the vessel.
Okay.
Learned that growing up in New England. What was the next thing? You asked about different stereotypes. You got the bad boy, you got the man whore, you got the male nerd. You have the nice guy. The reason the nice guy doesn't always last well with a girl is because we always want a little bit of the bad boy. We want something that we can fix even though we're not supposed to. And that's kind of where that comes from. It's like we want a little bit that we feel like we've changed in them for them to become ours, not necessarily to make them better or to really change them, but just to know that it's something that we made a difference in their life. I could be wrong with other women, but I've had my moments of that. So you got any other questions for me?
So, and it's, excuse me, I've heard that, want to change the bad boy or whatever. But then what happens, and I've also heard the situation where the bad boy did change and then the woman didn't even want him anymore. What's up with that?
Because it wasn't what she was, quote unquote, originally attracted to. It's the same thing when a woman that's of thin size gains a large amount of weight. The man sometimes is not attracted to the woman because she's not the weight that they started at. It's the whole physicality or personality. It's not what it was when they originally started. But what most people don't realize is that if you're going to be in a long-term relationship or going to be in a long-term situation, nobody ever goes back to what they were when they get outside the box in a relationship. Hair goes, it gets gray, it gets old, people gain weight, people lose weight, people reshape, people get short haircuts, people grow their hair long. It's the fact of not bending and going with the changes that people are like, well, you're not who I used to be, so I want something else. And they typecast themselves into that one particular thing. And so when that person doesn't fit the mold, they reject the partner, because today's day and age, a lot of relationships are considered obsolete before they even start.
Okay.
And that's how it's played out. Like you said, when you get 50% men, 50% women, well, we tell each other that there's always somebody out there. Rather than finding the person that's right for us, we just say, well, I'll go find somebody else. I can't say that for everybody. It was a generalized statement, not meant to be personal for anybody. But it just seems like we've become a throwaway society in relationships, too, and I find that to be really sad.
I agree.
The different, one of the ones that didn't even get talked about is that it's called beards in relationships, when one person's straight and one person's not, but they act as a couple. Because society won't let one person be who they are, and they need that other person in order to make the relationship, whether it's because of the company they work for or because the company they keep or the family that they deal with. Partnerships and relationships happen for a lot of different reasons. And you were talking about the difference between boy, man, and I'll say thug, because I don't like that other word. I don't like that other word, and we're not going there. And I'll use it as actually a bad boy because, again, women want, not all, some women want something that they know that they've tamed, like the lion or the tiger or the bear, and they became ours. If they're too calm and they're too sweet and they're too nice, it's like, really? Vanilla ice cream. Not so fun. The boy, it's just not an adult relationship. And being in a relationship with a man or a woman, there's consequences, there's responsibility, and there's accountability. That doesn't go into anything else. That's just real basic stuff. But there's tons of different things. I mean, some of my best guy friends have been man whores. I would never, ever, ever sleep with them, but because of their honesty, I got to know their insight on how they felt about women.
And so what did they tell you?
Most of them will sleep with the whores and marry the good girls because they can take them home to their families. And they collect the low-bearing fruit, which sometimes women do the same thing, we just don't talk about. You know, there's a lot of equal play with that. We just don't always mention it because, hey, that's giving away a secret. But it's not really a secret because if you look at both sexes, a lot of times things are done on both sides. Men collect low-bearing fruit if they can get a handle on it. So the only thing is as you get older, the age of the relationship should get older. It's when the man or the woman chooses to stay with that same age group and their partner has aged out. That's when it becomes something else too. You know, the cougars and the sugar daddies and sugar mamas, that's a whole nother category.
That's a very interesting category.
Yeah. Anyway, so do you have anything else for me tonight?
No, I think you laid a solid foundation. I don't think I have anything else to add to that or anything to inquire about that.
Okay. On my week on the absence I've been in this last week, I've missed y'all. I've thought about being able to get on. It just has not been available. So I'm glad to be back and being listening and a part of this.
Yes, and I'm glad that you are back because, you know, Miss Bell, we love you here and we enjoy, you know, I enjoy personally hearing you call in and share your brilliant insight. So I thank you and I'm glad that you are back.
Hey, I love the group too. All right, have a good night and I'll be listening.
All right, you too. Thank you for calling.
Yep.
Man, speaking of ain't being in a while, prepaid, what's the motherfucking deal, man? I would say no need for domestic relationships these days, just an option to split bills. Okay. Shelly say you ain't complete. Shelly, you are non-conformist. You was hating on my boy LeVar. You know what I'm saying? You holding this penis standard on the men. You know, you just a rule breaker. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know how to deal with y'all. I know how to deal with your type. Let's see. Let's see. I don't like your name, so I'm just going to do this. Just cuz. No reason. On some hoe shit. Hoe ass honcho. To the individual on the text line. Shut the fuck up. You know better than that shit. Anyway, there we go. So, let's see. See, that's why you don't know how to do shit because you're sheltered. How did you get sheltered? You have longshoremen that can't get rid of them. You putting that voodoo on them. You bury in the drawers in the front yard and all that good stuff. That's, you know, you taking a lock of hair and fucking and hiding it under the motherfucking me. I don't know. What do they do with the hair? I know I've heard the underwear in the front yard thing is supposed to keep somebody. And then we ain't even gonna talk about spaghetti. That'll cost you your life. Spaghetti will cost you your entire existence. Yeah, if you text her on the text line, if you go to the Pride Parade to pull chicks, you're gonna pull a chick with a dick and you wanted to. So there's that. So, you know, have fun with that whole experience. You feel me? Some women only date men they think they can change. But why is that? Why is, again, and Miss Bell addressed it, but I'd like to know other folks' thoughts on why they do it. Because all of you women have done it. Y'all been with a dude, well, you know, everything is a little rough around the edges, but you know, I can smooth him out. And one of two things is gonna happen. The one thing is he never changes. He always stays the same. He's always the dude that he was, and then you eventually get tired of him, And so my fault for you. You eventually get tired of him, and oh, you'll never change, you'll never grow up. But the risk that comes with changing is then he becomes somebody that you don't want. Oh, now you've changed. You're not the same person I fell in love with. Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, if I get with a chick and she changes for the better, or if there's certain issues that we must address and develop an understanding about, and she changes for the better, and I say, hey, this is an issue, this is an issue, this is an issue, this is something I can't deal with, something this is that we're gonna have to work on. And she goes through the proper procedures and protocols, and she adapts and she adjusts and everything is all good. I'm not gonna say, hey, all that stuff I really wanted from you, it's just not you. I don't want to be with you anymore. That sounds so bizarre. So bizarre. $2 whores out here. That's tough. Man, y'all want to know something super funny? So, back in the day, I used to have some negative hobbies. And the funniest thing I ever heard, it's not necessarily a Sunday night confession. Again, if y'all don't have anything to say, but y'all call in and share your Sunday night confessions. It's always still Sunday night confessions. We just have an alternative topic. And if y'all, again, if we get some good confessions, I will share, because I'm not going to share my Sunday night confessions at the beginning anymore, and then nobody calls in, and I'm just over here confessing a bunch of shit. Y'all get all the juice, and I don't share anything. The funniest thing I've ever heard, there was a streetwalker, and this bitch said that she gave out a 3 for 10. I'm like, how bad do you have to be doing? And she was doing bad. Like, she was definitely doing bad. But I'm just listening to the nonsense, for whatever reason, however they acquired their funding to get whatever it was they wanted. This bitch said she gave out a 3 for 10. That's like some old school buying sweets type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but maybe they might not have been where y'all were. But back in Texas a long time ago, right? A long time ago, you could buy Reggie in Perfectos, not these cigarillos, in Perfectos, already pre-rolled. 3 for 10. You get your 3 sweets for $10. 3 Perfectos full of Reggie for $10. It was a thing. It was just how it was. Good luck on that now. But so we call them 3 for 10. So those of you who are not familiar with 3 for 10s, you'll that's to give you some insight. How bad? And not only how bad did she have to be doing, how bad off did I don't even know if you can call them gentlemen, but the individuals in which she partook in this activity with, how bad off did they have to be doing? How bad off did they have to be doing to go? I mean, y'all had to go in on a streetwalker. One, I mean, that's one, that's tough. But 3 niggas, $10, like, that's just a terrible situation. No, I don't know. I don't know if it was a 3-hole situation, but that makes it even worse. Let's not even think about what actually happened. I'm just saying the situation itself was bad. But yeah, there's some foul things going on out in the streets. Yes, crackheads, absolutely. Yes, this person is a connoisseur of hard drugs. So, man, dog, Professor Trill, that was a job. A job. Do you understand? Niggas used to ride around with the motherfucking 50 box of Swishers. And that was Dog, that shit is terrible. That is a job. That is a job, a fucking job. Sitting there rolling down, breaking down the whole block and fucking rolling that shit up and selling 3 for 10s. Like, I'm not even gonna get into it. That's another conversation for another day, but But the funny thing about that, you get you some niggas that's some potheads, they'll do the shit for free. You let them smoke a sweet or two while they working. Shit, they gonna sit there, they gonna go at it, they gonna do it. Free weed. Ah, yes, the ears I once had. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Yo, it's Rashida. What's up?
Yo. You dropping the mixtape? What's up with the yo-yo? Don't play with my yo-yo. What's up, Miss Rashida? How you doing this evening?
I'm all right. What is you up here talking about?
What you talking
What
about?
are you talking about?
What do you mean, what am I talking about?
You just sitting up there going on and on. I ain't know what the hell you said. What you talking about?
About the 3 for 10s?
Yeah.
Well, basically what I was saying, it was a crackhead hoe, and when I used to be, involved in more questionable activities in my youth. And she was talking about, I guess, what she had to do to get some money to get some shit. And this bitch basically said that she got gangbanged for $10.
Yeah, I'm in the house. What's up? How you been, girl?
So, I mean, to put it simple, that's what it was. I was trying to be polite and proper about it, but, sometimes you got to cut through the thick of shit and be straight up, yes. So $10 gangbangs are out there. Your dick will probably fall off after that, but hey, if y'all...
Right. I didn't want to be rude. I wanted to speak to all the ladies in the den. How y'all doing?
Well, don't talk to them ladies. Ain't no communication allowed between women on this platform. Y'all already running a rebel government over here. Y'all trying to undermine everything that the den stands for. Y'all trying to take over. This is like... what's that planet
Hey,
on
Miss
Futurama?
Dongo, where you been, girl? I ain't seen you in a minute up in here, girl.
No, this is all terrible stuff.
That's my partner right there, Miss Darko. Miss Darko.
Yeah, Miss Darko.
You know what?
She cool when she want to be.
You be hating on the women.
How do I hate on? Okay, explain this to me. How do I hate on the women? Tell me how I hate on the women.
Because you jealous. We got a sisterhood going on up in there. That's what it is.
Now, if the men start agreeing with stuff, we become bashers. But if y'all got a sisterhood, it's A-okay, because y'all definitely be berating and attacking, physically abusing the gentlemen of the den.
Oh, Miss Bell, I want to tell you that was a great call. I didn't get to write it in the chat, though, but yeah, you always dropping them gems on us that we appreciate. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What you saying now?
See what I'm saying? See how I get done? What? Yeah, you know what? See,
am I done with my shout out?
See how y'all do me? You see, y'all trying to make me miss Maria over here. Y'all just be doing me bad. I'd rather just sit here and let her not listen.
Oh no.
It was Maria part of her sister.
Oh please, we know she listening. Hey Maria, how you doing with your crazy ass?
I don't know.
I'm glad you didn't ever send me them papers though.
Is there a thumbs down on the video already? If there's a thumb down on the video already, then she listening.
No, I don't see no thumbs down yet.
Okay. Well, she might be running late. She might be busy. So, so what are your thoughts on the stereotypes when it comes to men and women? What are the stereotypes of men that you've encountered, Ms. Rashida?
I think a lot of stereotypes kind of go by race, don't they? Like black people got their stereotype of black people, and white people got their stereotype of white people, and Mexicans, and all the other races. Yeah,
I think you have racial stereotypes, but I think that there can be associations for the sexes also. I think that you can kind of label them a certain way. So, so you think that even the individual races in between the sexes, if you add the sex and the race, that there are stereotypes for, say, Mexican men versus black men versus white men? You think there's certain stereotypes?
Yeah, we all know about the black man stereotype of them having a large penile area.
Where do you think that stereotype came from?
It came from the truth. That's where the hell it came from.
It must be in a good book somewhere.
Man, you never heard of the Mandingo Warrior?
No, I've never heard of that. Tell me about this. Explain this to me.
Now tell me you didn't used to watch National Geographic so you could see them naked people. I know I did.
Yes, that's where I first discovered the natural titty. and the National Geographic. But it was science. I don't entertain this type of stuff unless it's for educational and research purposes. And
Yeah.
so if I can't research, I can't learn from it. If I can't learn, I can't
Yeah.
earn. You know what I mean? So I have to understand what's going on. With the science.
But you know what? Stereotypes, I just said a stereotype because it's always going to be an exception to stereotypes. Like they'll say white people can't dance, but plenty of white dancers, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll say black men go to jail a lot, but then we got a lot of upstanding black men. They say black women loud and ghetto, and then we got good examples of black women out here, So, it's just all subjective.
Okay. Well, what is the stereotype that you find to be often true?
When it pertains to who?
Anybody.
I find truth in all the stereotypes. That's the point of it being a stereotype, because somebody matches. If stereotype wouldn't exist if nobody matched it.
Okay. What about watermelon and fried chicken? How do you feel about that stereotype?
It's true. I like watermelon and I like fried chicken. I don't see shit wrong with that.
Okay. But don't you think everybody enjoys it? I saw a culture dancer talk about earlier that everybody enjoys fried chicken. Do you think that only black people are keeping the KFCs, the Popeyes, and the churches, and maybe Frenchies? Maybe Frenchies. They're keeping Frenchies open. But so you think it's everybody participating?
I do think everybody enjoys it, but I think we enjoy it just a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
So we put a little more flavor on it.
Okay. When was the first time you ever had a piece of watermelon?
You know what? It's been a minute because the ones I've been getting haven't been all the way right. I think when I'm picking them correctly, but when I get home, it's just not sweet like it used to be.
No,
but part of me starting to believe these watermelons are grown in a lab or something.
Have you seen a square watermelon?
They don't taste right.
We said rednecks act just like. That's very interesting. Thomas Sowell has a book, Black Redneck, and what is it, Black Redneck, White Liberal, something like that. I got the book. I haven't actually never cracked it open, and shame on me for that. But so I moved a bunch of shit around. But that's a very interesting point in my name, and I do agree.
Kenny, what was you talking about? KFC? They do not have the best chicken. Shit, I would definitely go with Popeyes on them.
No, don't listen to Kenneth. He don't know shit.
He be talking that shit, but some of that shit he be talking be right though. I agree with most of what he's saying a lot of times.
Don't do that.
Kenneth know a lot of stuff.
Kenneth don't know
he's
shit.
Very intelligent.
Roman is
for his age, he's very intelligent.
Roman is way better than Kenneth. If it came down to I had to cut ties with one of the younger den folk, if it came down to Roman or Kenneth, it's gonna be Roman 10 times out of 10.
Oh. Cantaloupe. Yeah, you right about cantaloupe. That dude's fine. Goat food. I don't know what the hell is goat. Oh, goat food. Oh, that's true. Now everybody don't have a Popeyes, but if you don't have one, all you have to do is contact Popeyes at Popeyes.com, and then you request that your area get a location. Maybe they'll get back to you on that.
Rabbit, you excluded Rabbit. You've been an OG, triple OG, so you don't get young den folk status. You've been holding it down for a long time. You get a pass. You don't get a nigga pass, but you get a den pass. So you get to.
You're welcome, Candace. Like I said, I enjoy reading a lot of your comments because you're very funny to me, and you also very intelligent. So you keep that up. Don't let nobody tell you any different.
I'm going to tell you different on both of those. I don't think he's funny at all, and I don't think he's that intelligent. And if he want to fight about it, if Kenneth wants to fight about it, he can catch me when I come out his mama room later on tonight. If he want to catch a square, then he can, we can boot up after that. So, it's whatever you want to do.
Rabbit, what the hell you be in there talking about? You always saying something don't make no damn sense. You call in, your calls don't make no sense. Then you type in the chat and that shit don't make no sense either. What's up?
I think Rabbit makes more sense than Kenneth.
No, he don't.
Absolutely does.
Never.
Absolutely.
Never.
So you're telling me you didn't enjoy Rabbit's vocalizing of the song the other day? Rabbit sung such sweet, beautiful notes. I'd put him up there with Prince. The song was so lovely. It was one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard vocalized ever.
Why must you make me admit that when he's talking on the phone, I be falling asleep? Because I don't know what the hell he be talking about, so I just take me a quick little nap. Because he going to be on the phone about 30 minutes, so give me a little doze off on him now.
That's tough. Because see what it is, you don't understand. See, Rabbit's voice is it's like Kenny G music. You know, it's just so soothing.
Oh, I hate Kenny G.
You hate Kenny? What?
Yeah, I hate Kenny G. Now, that got to be the boringest musician ever. That shit puts you right to sleep. If I want to go to sleep, I throw on some Kenny G.
No, see, that's so my analogy holds true. It's just it's the Kenny G music. But I can't. You don't like Kenny G?
What you talking about? Wow, Rashida for Professor Trill. Do you listen to Kenny G? You look like you don't listen to no damn Kenny G. So what is you talking about?
I can't believe this.
Well, hate is a strong word. I ain't gonna say I hate Kenny G. You just think it's just not my type of music. It's good for playing in a supermarket, you know what I'm saying, nice, mellow, whatever I'm saying. You want to get people to sleep? Yeah, I listen to Kenny G if I want to go to sleep. I'm not stopping nobody from listening to Kenny G. Hey, don't inbox me talking about Kenny G this and Kenny. I said what I said, and then what I meant.
Speaking of supermarkets, I went to the grocery store today, just to make sure everything was on point for the week. And I happened to go through the produce aisle, and I couldn't help but think about Miss Missy, a.k.a. Jailbait Jones, a.k.a. Miss Shannon.
You talk a lot about Shannon. She ain't here right now.
Oh, when she get here, I'm gonna talk about her. Ain't nothing gonna change.
I've been saying this is my time to talk, and this is all about Rashida. This is not about Shannon.
Okay, well, you go to the produce aisle? What are your experiences with produce?
I'm just playing,
now you don't want to talk about your produce store. Let me find out you got a similar story to Shannon getting frisky with the banana peppers and shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
You got frisky with some banana peppers in the store? What you mean?
No, you didn't hear the story that Miss Shannon shared about the cucumbers and the produce? And
No, I didn't hear that. What
you didn't hear? You didn't hear? Oh, that's right. Okay. That's right. You sent me a text message.
Right.
Well, Miss Shannon shared a very intriguing story about Friday was kind of freaky, and we were talking about initial experiences, and she talked about how she had an issue with vegetables, and in her young age she was embracing the vegetables in a intimate manner.
Do I really want to know this?
I'm just telling. I got to keep you up to speed, so when I'm cracking these jokes, you understand. Well, you got to be on the inside jokes of the den. You don't want to be on the outside looking in. I won't go too deep into it, but she was humping Cadillacs and humping couches, and she was just had some things going on, right? Yes, fornicating with the furniture. And so that's why I said that I'll never look at produce the same again.
So now I can't look at it the same either. Why would you want to let me know this? This ain't nothing I want to know about her humping on food and dead furniture and shit. What? Lord have mercy. I'm gonna pray for her.
That's tough. So you never implemented vegetables into your experiences in life?
Mr. Honcho, now I have all the respect for you, but that right there, that's too much.
I know Rashida ain't talking about too much. I'm not even finna bring up the phrase or I know you ain't talking about no too much.
Oh, you trying to pay me back because I was talking about them anal beads that day. But see, since I haven't talked about them anymore, I think we need to just let that go and move on. Don't you?
If we gonna call it fair and square, we'll let it go and we'll move on. If we gonna leave the terminology out, we're gonna leave them in the drawer wherever they at. And we can agree to move on from that topic.
But ladies, if y'all interested in some anal beads, hit my inbox. I got a hookup.
Ladies, she got the cucumbers for you too. Cucumbers,
Now
zucchinis.
I done heard of people using cucumbers and frozen hot dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Frozen hot?
Stimulation. What? You know what frozen hot dogs is?
Frozen hot dogs.
Yeah.
Like
but
with the little ice chips still on them?
yeah. But this lady, she had got one stuck in her, and she had to go to the doctor. So I don't think that's a good idea.
Hot dog in the hallway.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough, man. Okay. So I got a question for you. We're gonna bring it back full circle. We're gonna bring it back. So you said that there are stereotypes amongst different races for different things.
No, I kind of like the direction I'm going in better than the stereotype topic.
No, because it's getting sketchy. It's starting to get real sketchy. It's gonna go.
Yeah, I like sketchy though. I like sketchy. The other topic wasn't interesting to me.
Let's see. Look, I'm gonna send you some art paper. I'm gonna send you what they call them, a sketchbook. If you like sketchy, you can draw some pictures, and then
you let everybody talk about what they want to talk about, and then when I called in, I got to be directed. That's not right.
You know, I'd never do you in such a
Look,
manner.
only my hands tied. He won't let me get off on what I want to get off into, so I got to go with the program for now.
See, I can tell you feeling much better today.
Away. He ain't on that shit tonight. He redirecting this shit real quick.
Yeah. See, now we know Miss Rashida. She wasn't feeling too hot the other day. We know she's feeling better now.
Yeah, I am. I feel much better.
Okay.
Go ahead and ask your question, because I don't want to be rude. I'm going to ask you a question.
Well, so have you had dealings with or experiences with gentlemen of other races?
No.
Okay. So would you say that, for some reason that stereotypes are true? Have those stereotypes been consistent for you?
Well, you know what? It's like you win some and you lose some. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's true. But then you get the ones that fall on the other side of, But, it's okay, you know what I'm saying, to an extent, because a lot of times you fall short, you can make it up the other way. So.
Okay. So someone mentioned the three categories of men being man, boy, and nigga. What experiences have you had with those three types of men?
I would say all three, but I think I don't even think that a person should put themselves in a category, because with life there comes change, and you should always be changing. You know what I'm saying? You should always be on a process to make yourself better or do better.
Okay. Do you think
so? He might start out as a boy. He turn into a man. He might go through his nigga phase. You know what I'm saying? On his way to becoming a man.
Do you think most people change, or do you think most people remain who they are the way you met them?
I think anybody can change. I think you have to want to change, and you also, sometimes you need a little help, a little support, a little direction. You know what I'm saying? To help you in that change, like a mentor or just somebody you see and did it, and you want to follow in their footsteps.
Okay. So what have you had the most experience with? Have you, in your experience, have you come across more men, boys, or niggas?
That's a tough question. Because I saw like both parts in them. I didn't necessarily see, oh, he's a nigger, oh, he's a boy or he, you know, it's just about growth. You know, you a lot of times most women leave a man better than what she found. So he might have been a boy when you met him, or he might have been a nigga, but you helped him and could become better than what he was. So that's how I look at it.
Okay. Okay.
But now that I'm older, I wouldn't invest that time in trying to change anybody. They should want to do the change on their own.
Okay. Okay. So, how long do you give a person before you realize they're not going to change before you move on?
Man, you coming with the heat tonight? Shit, I don't. Yeah, let me see. I mean, are they making progress? Is it any? I mean, you got to see some kind of progress. You know, I wouldn't put a time limit on. I would say more so they make it move. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if they just standing still, then you know you definitely got to cut out there. No, you ain't got to waste your time and your coochie on that. You don't do that.
Mm. Mm. Don't waste the coochie. Okay. Okay. Do you think people regress? Do you think people
I'm
who start?
not racist.
No, 'cause it
If
sounded
that's
like
what you mean, I ain't no
it sounded like you dropped a hard ER a little bit earlier when you said nigga. So it was just like I don't know.
Oh,
So well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, Rashida might be related to breaking news Braylon. You know, I don't know.
yeah. No, far from a racist. Far from a racist.
Okay, okay. Um, yeah. So, do you think a person can regress? Do you think a person can go backwards? You know, they could start off being a stand-up guy. They could be a good man.
Yeah,
Okay. What do you think makes
yeah.
them do that? Do you think they can have
I
a
think
bad
that
experience with
happens to
somebody?
men and women. They start off being that good guy, get fucked over. Good women get messed over. Then you more guarded in your next encounter with people. It don't happen overnight, but it's a slow progression of it.
Okay.
Like what you were saying with the meal hustling or something like that. And it's only gonna be so many times a man gonna let women just hustle them for food. You know what I'm saying? And he never get a call back after the date. He get blocked and deleted. You know.
Man, I was on Twitter and I saw somebody stole your name. They call themselves Miss Block and Delete. You're gonna have to run up on them. I was like,
Now
what?
what the hell is a chicken burger?
Okay, that's all we need to know. That I think that explains it right there. Well, a chicken burger. This was a situation in Saw Sports, right? There was a gentleman who used to participate in the round table. He was a
Mhm.
young guy. He just graduated. Shout out to Braylon. And a couple of things happened with Braylon. Braylon, I don't know what happened. We used to give Braylon a hard time, but he was cool. And one day he dropped the hard ER. And Braylon's a young black gentleman. And he dropped the hard
Mhm.
ER, so we gave him a hard time for that because he had a red hat in the background. So we told him that
Mhm.
he was going to Trump rallies and shit like that. We just fucking with it because he had like a red hat. I think he had like a white shirt in the background too, or some khakis, something. So we
Oh.
fuck with it. But then, so he was talking about eating chicken burgers. And I was like, you mean a chicken sandwich? And he
Mm.
was adamant about it being a chicken burger. And so it kind of started a thing, So to you, is it a chicken burger or a chicken sandwich?
It's a chicken sandwich. Who the hell say chicken burger?
Okay. Okay. There's actually more people out there who say that than you would believe. I remember being young in high school when I used to call myself a rapper. And we was on the way to the studio, and my partner hit me. We were stopping by. Well, I called him. I was like, hey, I'm gonna stop by Jack in the Box. Y'all want something? And he's like, yeah, man, give me a chicken burger. And I was like, all right, bet I got you. And it was me and my other partner in the car. And then when I got off the phone, I stopped and I was like, what the fuck is a chicken burger? I've never heard
Mm.
anybody say. And then so we kind of gave him a hard time about that. And then I hadn't heard it for several years until
Um,
Braylon brought that back up.
well, hey, if that's what they call it, hey, that's nice, I guess.
Proud Gabba, what's the motherfucking deal? So yeah, it's very questionable. You know, it's very very questionable. So
I'm not saying that people can't say chicken burger. I just never heard of it, but hey, that's why we here to learn something new every day.
we ain't rocking with that chicken burger shit. Ain't no chicken burgers.
Mm.
That's blasphemy. Um, okay, okay. So, what do you think about, what is the situation? Because Miss Bell talked about, yeah, I kind of stopped my thought there for a second about, damn, fuck, I had the question phrased the way I wanted to. And then started thinking about these fucking chicken burgers, and I lost my
You
train
didn't
of
write
thought.
it down. You got to
No,
write your stuff down in your little notebook. You know
I
the
wrote,
one
I
you
wrote it down,
write everything down.
but it was something else. It was something else that because sometimes I take, like I said, if y'all would see the notes and how I write them, I use a lot of
Mhm.
shorthand and I write a lot of little funny shit to help me remember shit. Um,
Oh.
so sometimes it's not always word for word. Sometimes I'm paraphrasing. Um,
Oh.
damn, how did I put it? About people changing in relationships, and so
Mhm.
people aging out of relationships. You know, how would you handle a situation like that? Say you're with somebody and for a certain amount of time, y'all are on the same page, but maybe you continue to progress and that person, they remain relatively the same. Are you willing to
Mhm.
continue working with that person, or does a person have to grow along with you?
Well, I put it to you like this. Sometimes the same is cool. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, y'all, excuse me, y'all grow old together, y'all know each other, y'all love each other. And that's fine. That's okay. You don't always have to be looking for something else. You know what I'm saying? Looking for whatever. Just you can be happy as long as both of y'all happy and meeting each other's needs. I don't see nothing wrong with that. That's a nice relationship. It's like sometimes people are always looking for what's missing instead of enjoying what they got. And then that part that you felt like you were missing, you go out and get that, and then you realize that ain't even what you wanted. It was just because you didn't have it there. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, a woman, she could say, a man not romantic, but he do everything else. You know what I'm saying? And she go out there and find Mr. Romantic, but he don't have all them other qualities that the man had, you know, had. So sometimes you can't have everything. You know what I'm saying? But you can still appreciate what you do have. So same thing go for men. They find a woman, she got everything, but she missing that one little piece. They go out there saying that person got that one little piece, but then got the rest of it.
So you think that's the
I
problem with a
mean,
lot
you
of people
can't
that
always be looking for perfection when you're not perfect. And none of us perfect. I think when people go in looking for that person meet every single thing on their list, and that's where you gonna fall short at.
So do you think that's the problem with people that they see that one missing quality and instead of appreciating everything else that they're willing
Mhm.
to risk it all to go find somebody with that one quality and then end up unhappy?
Mhm. Exactly. That's exactly what happened, and they end up with nothing.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Kenneth, should I share the text messages with the people that you just sent? Since you trying to what is y'all youngsters try to y'all stealing our old lingo again since you're trying to cap? Because I have no problem showing the messages that you sent. What's your questionable activity?
Like my ex sister in law, she was saying that told my brother he was born and everything.
Yeah.
So she went out and found her a man that she felt was more exciting, like to go out all the time. You know what I'm saying? And they ended up divorcing, and now she want to come back.
Ain't no comeback.
Ain't no right. That's how he said. Ain't no coming back. You know what I'm saying? But like I told him as well, she missing everything now because that guy that she thought was everything don't do half of what you do.
Yeah.
He wasn't interested in paying bills. He wasn't interested in making no long term relationship.
Yeah. You just wanted to be out on the scene.
Exactly. He just wanted to be partying. And eventually that kind of shit get old. So I think as you get old and lame Larry, hey, that's the way to go.
Mm.
You don't want you don't want loose Leo one out there in the club and in everybody's face and you know what I'm saying? That ain't what you want. You want a nice man, be come home with his check
Mm.
and, be there, you know, appreciate you. Just the simple things in life is great.
Okay. Okay. So do
I
you think
mean, you
that's something
got
that
friends, you
adapts
go
with
kick
age?
go out and kick it with the friends, huh?
So is that something that changed with age? Do you think that's the? Do you think a lot of
Yeah.
women pass up on good men who may start off younger with that mentality because they want to have that exciting man, and it takes them getting older before they recognize it?
But you know what a lot of it is? A lot of men like younger women. So when that woman is young and you tie her down, she eventually gonna feel like she's missing out on something. You tie her down young, get her pregnant, whatever, got kids, raising kids and everything, and she never got to go her wild oats. But see, you already at that age where you done did what you had to do, so you ready to settle down and whatever. So the clubs and stuff, that don't excite you no more. Well, it shouldn't. But to her, that's something to do. She feel like she missing out on something. But in actuality, once she's able to get out there, she'll get tired of it and stuff. But the man may not be waiting at home for you to get tired of it. Shit. He might not want no woman in the club every weekend and doing this and doing that. So
Okay. Okay.
because eventually you're gonna come back to reality and you're gonna see that ain't where it's at. Just having you a nice man that, you know, hell, that like to be home with you. Shit. Ain't out running the street.
Okay.
But hey, it is what it is.
Okay. Okay. All right. I mean, I have no further questions, Your Honor. Anything else you would like to add to it?
Oh no, I know I've been on here now. Shoot, too long. I really didn't get to talk about what I want to talk about, but that's okay though. I see what you did.
Hmm? What? What I did? I did nothing. We were just talking about life as we always do.
Yeah, I think Roman want to call. He call every day.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, V Darko, I hope you call in today. I ain't trying to put you on the spot though, but it's been a minute since you called in too.
Okay. Okay.
Don't worry about how many minutes. I'm finna time your ass out, Rabbit. See, I wasn't gonna even say nothing to you, but now you want to talk that shit. I don't care about how many minutes I've been on here. Ain't nobody else said nothing. Your ass be boring the whole 30 minutes though. Now what? Now what?
Oh, no, nobody want to talk to me, V. Okay. Okay. I will remember that. Mm.
That's right. He is a clown, Kenneth. He sure is head of the circus.
That's all right. I'm gonna call my partner Mr. Darko. That's my partner right there. So I'll chop it up with Mr. Darko since V
Miss
talking to
Darko
Kay.
say she don't want to talk to you. My
That's what.
bad. My bad, Miss B.
I'm
No
gonna call.
problem.
I'm gonna call Mr. Darko. That's all good. That's my partner
Uh,
anyway. He
now
got
don't
the
get
good
this
game.
started in my girl house now. Don't get this started in my girl house.
That's my partner. We ain't gonna start no. We just gonna chop it up like players do. That's all it is.
All
That's
right,
all.
well, y'all take care.
All already
I'm
will.
gonna let somebody else call in.
All right, Miss Rashida, I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts on the topic.
That's right, Miss Shannon. Don't tell their ass nothing else because they done ran your business all up and down YouTube, streets, Facebook. Everybody know what you be doing, girl. They know your whole story and your whole life history, girl. Mhm. Mhm. And then didn't even try to keep you anonymous, girl. They said your name and everything.
Oh, you look.
Girl, you know what, Miss Shannon? I'm gonna inbox you for more details because I got a little more extra stuff to tell you because girl, they been talking about you.
Man, Miss Shannon shared the story with us. What is y'all talking?
I'm gonna tell you, Miss Shannon. You know
I
I
t-
ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you.
Look, I'll tell Miss Shannon everything. I said I ain't scared. Look, what Bernie Mac said. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. Shit, I
You
fuck
know
with
I
y'all.
had to stir up some shit before I get off the phone.
Yeah, y'all know I love Miss Shannon. Look, I give Miss Shannon a hard time. I give Miss Missy a hard time. That's my partner, Shannon. Me and Shannon cool, man. Okay, well, Miss
It's
Rashida.
all good, so. No, that's it. I'm done.
Okay, well, I appreciate your call and thank you for sharing your thoughts tonight.
All right, take care.
All right,
Bye.
bye. Look, I'm gonna need y'all to leave the turkey, ground turkey, out of y'all conversation. And salmon is good. Salmon is very good. Jamaica's good. Jamaica's very good. Who knows? Whoever tell me where that line is from, 1,000 pistachios to you. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling in to the den this evening?
Mr. Borum.
Roman. Roman got like 55 different numbers. Roman got lines. They got two phones. What's the motherfucking deal, Roman, man? What's on your mind this evening, man?
Oh man, shit. I ain't no Kevin Gates. I ain't got money like that. Nah. Nigga phone was dead, bro.
Okay,
So I had to use somebody else's real quick, bro.
Right.
But like Rashida said, yes, I call every day because I'm consistent. I am a fan. I got to call in. I'm one of the leaders of this shit, nigga. I gotta call in. So come on, Honcho. You know I'm a junior member. You the president. I'm a lower cabinet, but I'm in office.
Okay.
But I'm going to stop playing around.
Roman, would you say in the den that you're more popular than Kenneth? Who do you think is more popular, you or Kenneth?
Shit, man, is that even a question? I mean, look, come on. I mean, no offense to Kemah, man, but when I come in, how many people say shit boy around when I come in?
Everybody knows.
I mean, I'm no offense. I like Kemah, man. I'm just playing around here, but I'm just saying. Come on.
I don't like that.
I mean, I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm cool with everybody. No, I'm not mad with shit. Shit talk about everybody. I've been talked about by everybody. Everybody been shoot my ass out. So I don't play it off. But let me stop playing around and get to this topic, bro. So what the topic is about stereotypes of men and women. Well, Honcho, I think that was Rashid was talking when you said it. You know, there's a man, there's a boy, and then there's a nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think for the girl side, there's a girl, a woman, and then there's a bitch. I think it's all three levels, man. You know, I feel like this is a woman, Honcho. A woman's willing to listen to you, or willing to agree with you. And we're to find a compromise on what's right for everybody, especially if you have a family or you're just in a great relationship. Okay? The thing is, a girl, this is how I feel. One thing with a girl, I think youth. Okay? Young. Don't know yet. I mean, it could go either way. I feel it's a half-half situation. Could either be something big and have their head on right and really can become that woman, or can become that bitch. You know? And then it's the last tier. I think it's a bitch. Bitch is somebody, and when I say bitch, it's not to, subjectify a woman. I'm just saying, there's a difference from a woman and a bitch. A bitch is willing not to listen. Ignorant, cocky, thinking they do everything. They do anything to be on top. They don't care about themselves. They don't want to listen. And they do anything just shit. At times just to survive. And it's ruthless. One really doesn't care nothing about themselves. And, I'm starting to learn, Honcho, man, in the world we have today, we have more niggas than we have more bitches. What we're looking at And I feel like with these boys and these girls are turning into that. I feel like we're not getting the image of what we're supposed to be getting. You know, I think that all goes back to you, and it all goes back to how we raised. It's not right. We're not teaching our women how to, take care of the household. When I mean take care of the household, I'm not being sexist. I mean, shit, being proud of where you live. You know, keeping it nice, keeping it professional, man. Keeping your family up nice. Shit, including yourself. You have a job, man, doing your job. Same goes with men. Keeping your household, when I'm in household, the family, and all that up to par. That's non-existent, especially in the black culture. I mean, what you see is so sad that it's like it's starting to die off. It's starting to not be there. You know, and the stereotypes that we always think is far fetched is over time really starting to become true. You know, shit, especially for black men. A lot of black men are walking out, not taking care of their children. Women a lot of times have to live with these food stamps or having sex with these men just to have money. You don't care about that child. You just want the money for it. Spend on yourself. It's true. And it's sad. You know, and I'm seeing with a lot of these stations and what we watch, man, they're not doing a good job to teach our youth, man. You know why I just watch Honcho?
What's that?
I just went ahead and I watched the stupid ass BET Awards, because I watched it for a study, I want to see, because I haven't watched it in years, man. I want to see what are they talking about, you know. And number one, they had horrible camera. I mean, shit, the camera was fucking up. They had issues. I mean, the shit was funny. They was fucking up hella hard. Number one, I'm like, niggas, come on, man. And you know what? I realized what they pushing, man. You have Cardi B to open the show. What did that tell you? I mean, that's showing what you're already pushing out right there. Then you got the Sigma chicks. What are they talking about? Snatched up, you can get. Act up, you can get snatched up. I mean, these are the artists right now that's hot. These are the people right now that are filling in for these boys and girls I'm talking about, who can become the men and the women, or become the bitches or the hoes. Think about it. Nigga hits and fought damn near everybody. Every time I see this nigga on Instagram having a fight, this nigga just bust a nigga with head wide open, motherfucking what's it called? In the mall, spitting on his own stand.
So I ain't mad about that. I saw that shit in the mall. Old buddy deserved that.
Yeah.
Old buddy was popping fly, so hey, I ain't mad at him for that.
He was flawed, bro, but come on, bro. Yeah, that's not my first time seeing you pop off. Now that instant, I might give him a little bit of credit. Niggas talking shit. Talk shit, man. You get what you deserve. But so many other instances, spin on the fan is just, bro. Yes, they do $1 at you, and you really gonna spin on the fan? And damn that 5 cents for throwing $1 at you. Come on, bro, man. You gotta be a bigger man than that. And what else? Then they got this one girl. I forgot her name. Some big ass girl, bro. She's 2 Twinkies away from 600 pounds. Got her big ass performing on a large ass cake. What's that? What is that telling black people, bro? Obesity is okay? They use a lot of this. It's okay to be heavy set. It's okay to embrace your body. Look, if you got a little meat on you, that's okay. But it ain't okay to be fat. It ain't okay to be obese. And I didn't feel like what BT is promoting. Not just engaging. Also, that is also being promoted, which is another big issue, bro. And when I'm using that example, as that is what these kids see. Our boys and girls trying to go into, like I say, men or women, or bitches, or niggas or hoes. That is what they seeing, and that's what they getting from, bro. A lot of times they ain't got these households like that to motherfucking provide and motherfucking show them the good of what a woman can do or what a man can do. I name so many boys that don't know how to change a tire, who don't know how to work the engine, who don't know how to even put on their clothes correctly. Can't brush their hair. Can't do none of that shit. Come up there looking wild, Honcho. That's the issue. They ain't home, bro. Oh, we got some single moms or single dads. Shit, they can't do both parts. It's always I was both parents. You can't be two parents. You only can be one. And unfortunately, man, this is what we having right now, man. And, yeah, man. But that's my call.
Okay, okay. All right. Well, that's crazy. I never heard. I don't know who was performing on the cake, but there's that. I don't even know what's going on. That's
Man,
tough.
that shit was crazy, bro.
Mm.
But oh man, oh wait, it's one more thing before I get off this line, bro.
All right. What you got?
Oh man, I know it's Sunday, man, but I got a fucking Friday for somebody, man.
All right. What you got?
Man, I got a fucking Friday for Booker T, bro. You remember Booker T, the wrestler?
Well, what happened to Booker T, man?
Oh my God, let me tell you what happened. Okay, I'm scrolling Instagram, right? So I follow Booker T on the gram, and it said, man, I'm doing a live show right now. Call me, bro. This the number. Call me. I'll answer any questions with wrestling, life tips, anything. I said, oh shit, man, Booker T, 5-time WCW champion, big wrestling fan, man. I mean, especially I'm not as much as it used to be for sure. I love special older wrestling. Oh shit, I'm about to talk Booker T. Fella, he also was a Houstonian. He's from Houston. He was eight, so I'm like, okay, man. I'm about to ask Booker some questions, man. How you did this? Get some light. Get some lessons from Book. Okay, so I call him the number. First time, Honcho, don't worry, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I said, man, skip. Then some told me, nah, man, call in second time. All right, so I call in second time, bro. So it's ringing, and it answers. You hit the click. I said, oh shit. I said, man, I'm about to talk to Book T. I'm getting kind of excited and shit. Hello, this is Steve from ESPN. I said, what the fuck is this? So I'm over there. I'm like, man, I said, so, man, it's Booker T. He was like, Booker is not taking any calls right now. I ain't taking any calls. I checked the Instagram. They said from 10 minutes ago. So I said, I know this nigga's still alive. Man, this nigga trying to give me the okie doke. Man, Booker ain't taking no motherfucking calls, bro. And I said, so, man, can I talk to Book? He said, no, I'm the one who takes the call. You take the call, the one said, call me, and I'll answer your questions. What the hell going on? So, I'm like, man, I'm over there pissed off. Steve don't know what the hell he's talking about. Steve from ESPN. And this shit was fucking crazy, bro. I was like, man, okay. So then I ended up going to ESPN app, find Booker T live talking to people. But Steve over there said I couldn't talk to Booker T because they ain't taking no calls. I got the okie doke, Honcho, man. I was pissed.
So why you mad at Book? You gotta be mad at Steve, man. Steve the one he call blocking, man.
Only thing I'm mad at Book is because Book said, call me, I'm going to answer your call. And I got my call answered and it wasn't Book. I got Steve from ESPN, bro. So you know what? I give 2 fucking Fridays. Steve from ESPN and Book. I still fuck with Book, but come on, man.
Damn.
It got to be straightly to you, bro. You got me, you misleading me, bro. But, man, that was something funny I want to share with y'all, man. It's numbers is. I start laughing at it, man. But, man, that's my call, bro.
I already appreciate the call there, Roman.
Man, anytime.
Boy, that boy Kenneth, you questionable right now. You was just talking shit about the BET Awards, and then now you talking about niggas who performing on the BET Awards. What is up with that? You sound like that gentleman from that be on the other channel, man. That is questionable. Your character is in question, right? Well, character been in question, but the more you talk, the worse off it be. Broderick, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What's going down? So it is tough, man. Crank Lucas, I saw you said that. I hadn't watched it, but Crank Lucas definitely he's very talented. You know what I'm saying? I definitely I've seen some of his stuff before. It's been a minute though. All right, for everybody who didn't go to church today, Michael Green is giving you the gospel, so make sure y'all pick that up. So there's that. The thing is, you watched the show Big Mouth Idea. How much did you watch the whole thing? You watched all of it? Because I'm telling you that, so you telling me you're not Missy? You telling me you're not Missy? Were you not saying that you was doing the same thing? Okay. Oh yeah. Well, you see, so man, what are you talking about? Come on, come on. You are Missy. Tell me you ain't. Tell me you're not Missy. Uh-oh. Sweet Berry over there robbing the cradle. You Shannon, I give you a hard time because I salute to Shannon because Shannon is a go-getter. And I like Miss Shannon. Because I like genuine, I like open people. I like people who are, they speak their truth. And so I fucks with Miss Shannon. Damn. I'm sorry to hear that. That's fucking tough. Damn. What happened with the situation? How? Like, I don't want to ask too many questions. I really don't. That's, man, I'm sorry to hear that. That's, damn. Yeah. You definitely got to keep that shit, I don't want no people to teach Jones either, babe, but Shannon cool with me as long as I'm in good standing with Shannon. I hope she'll put a good word in with her mom, and so I don't get violated, in no type of manner. I think we got to be. I think hopefully before I get cut, she will let me know. What, Heidi? What kind of question is that? The tube, what's the motherfucking deal? Okay. Did I hear about? No, man, I heard about the lady in Houston who backed over her kid. Like, I think she saw them behind the vehicle. I don't know, they said she was playing chicken or something. And I guess her kids were running out behind the car or something like that. And then she backed over. I encourage you to go for it. I encourage you to do what you do. That's all. I'm gonna leave it at that. If you feel froggy, I suggest you take the leap. Chicken, when you're usually chicken is a game between cars or I guess other thing where you go head up basically to see who's going to move first, and then whoever's the one that swerves out of the way first is the chicken. Or I remember seeing it in a movie. They were playing chicken like I think they were going to like the edge of a cliff or something like that, and then the first person to swerve out of the way from going off the cliff. But usually it's going head up, and then whoever moves first is the chicken. A game of playing with your life. Yeah. So was Bruce Leroy the first Super Saiyan? Wow. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm telling y'all inquire why there will be no biological little honchos. Well, first, there's a risk that it might not be a boy. And if it's a little girl, everything in the vicinity is going to die. All gonna die. Everybody gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna die. Look, I talk a lot of shit about false accusations and all that. I wouldn't even give a shit. I have a little daughter honcho, and she tell me some shit. Oh, okay. Look, I ain't necessarily with the believe all women, believe all daughters. That's how shit happens, man. Shit happens fucking extremely fast. That's sad though, man. I couldn't even imagine the pain he's feeling right now. Can't imagine the pain he's feeling right now. Damn. Man, these teachers be wildin'. These teachers be wildin', I'm telling you. It's a lot more peculiar shit going on in these schools than in these streets. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Ashley.
Miss Ashley. How are you doing, Miss Ashley?
I'm fine.
Okay. So, Miss Ashley, we are talking about the stereotypes of men and women, and there's different types of men, there's different types of women. How would you classify men that you've encountered? Are there categories that you put them in? You know, someone said, you know, man, boy, nigga, as the different types. Do you agree with that, or do you see it in a different way?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. So, what have you encountered the most of in your dating life?
Mostly men.
Okay. What do you think the difference is in those three categories?
Well, men take care of, they're responsible and they think right. And boys, they're just players and, niggas are just ratchet.
Ratchet men out there. Shame on you fellas. What do you think there's the most of? Do you think there's what category do you think exists the most these days?
Mostly boys.
Okay. So how do you handle a situation when you discover
I'm sorry, what?
I said, how do you handle a situation when you discover that you've been, engaging in conversations with a boy?
Then you stop dealing with them unless you just, you don't want anything serious, but, those are usually just like side dudes. You deal with until you get serious.
Okay, just temporary entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that a person can change a person? Do you think a woman can change a boy or a nigga and make him a man? Or is that something that he has to want to do on his own?
No, he has to want to do that because he wants to, you never change a person because they'll always be the same. And then years down the road, they'll be like, why did you make me change? I don't even like you. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, damn. Well, 98%, something like that. But no, okay. So, no, I was talking about something in the chat. So, what is the worst encounter that you've had dealing with a boy or a nigga?
Worst encounter? Probably that I found out a guy I was talking to, he had a girlfriend, like a serious girlfriend. And she knew, somebody I knew. And, yeah, that was, pretty crazy. And I guess she wanted to fight me, but I'm like,
You ain't catch a square with it? You ain't fight him? Y'all ain't fight over the dick?
I personally wouldn't. I mean, I'd lay hands and beat on her over her coming to me, but I don't even break them. I'm dealing with this now.
Okay. So after you found out he had a girlfriend, you stopped fucking with him, or did you continue to enjoy his services?
I mean, I continued on doing what I do. It wasn't, because, that's not my girlfriend, and I didn't know him as somebody that had a girlfriend. So, anyways, that wasn't my problem.
Okay. Why didn't y'all just bring her in the mix?
She didn't have enough. No, I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let me see. Let me see. So, do you think that a person can start off being a man, but they can change and end up regressing into a boy or acting like a nigga?
Yes.
What do you think causes that?
Hmm?
What do you think causes that to happen?
Like if you love someone and you realize you need to change or be a better person, like somebody would bring that out of you, but you would have to want to be that person for somebody else in order for it to actually happen.
Okay. Okay. Do you think that how big of a here's the question? I guess this is something I hadn't asked earlier. Like how big of a problem are outside entities when it comes to relationships? So like you said, he had a girlfriend, but that didn't really stop you from doing what you did. But sometimes outside entities can want to take people away from their significant others. How big of a problem do you think that is in America?
It's a big problem. Unfortunately, it's a really big problem. Because the boys, they're usually players.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So if a person gets taken from you, whether do you fight to get them back, or you just let them go?
Oh, I never fight over anybody.
Mm.
Ever.
Oh, you're a lover, not a fighter.
I would never fight. I mean, like, if somebody approaches me and wants to fight, or, touches me, I'll fight him. But I'm not going to fight over a guy. That's stupid.
Mm. Okay. Have you ever gotten in a fight before? Maybe not over a man, but just a fight, period?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, lots of, a lot.
A lot. What are you fighting over? What were you getting into these altercations for?
Like, it's usually because, just because of my voice, like, if I go to, like, a hood club, like, I'm black, but I guess I don't sound that, I don't sound hood or whatever. But, people just seem to have a problem with that. Like, oh, you're bougie or whatever else. Whatever else they're thinking is going on.
So, how often do you go to hood clubs?
Not very often.
Okay.
Like, since I had my kid, I don't really, go out at all. But before I had my kid, I used to go out.
Okay. So what kind of attire did you wear to the hood clubs when you would go out?
I was scantily clad.
Wow.
No. Yeah, pretty much. Just something risque.
Okay. So when you were going to the hood club, dressing risque, were you looking to take something home for the club, or you were just looking for a good time? Were you looking for some action? What were your intentions when you would go to the club?
To have fun. I wasn't looking for any action. No. People who do that, they probably have AIDS.
Everybody got AIDS now. That's tough.
You have to treat everybody like AIDS so you don't catch it.
If that's the case, you ain't gonna never get no action. If everybody got AIDS, that's tough. But I can't blame you for that. I mean, it is what it is. You have to be very cautious these days because you don't know what you're dealing with. It's some everything going on these days. You really don't ever fucking know. So I can agree with you on that. I can't fault you for that. So when you would go to these clubs, have you ever had a one night stand from going to the club?
No.
Have you ever had a one night stand period?
No.
Okay. Have you ever had sex with somebody the same day that you met them?
No.
Okay. Interesting. I don't know. Very, very interesting. That's tough. I'll try to get into the fight. So what made you change after you had your child? Because there's a lot of women who have kids and they continue on the same path. It doesn't necessarily, once they recover from, all the things that come along with having a child initially in the first few weeks or so, they're right back on the scene. So what changed your mind?
Oh, well, because if I'm a mother, I wouldn't want somebody to look at me like that. Like going out and being a hoe, or, I mean, not even that I was, but like dressing like that and drinking. No.
Okay.
That's just so trashy.
Do you still drink?
Like rarely, because I don't really like drinking.
Mm-hmm. So what is your advice? What is your particular weed? Okay, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I agree. I'm not a super big drinker. It's something to do. But if you do drink, what is your beverage of choice if you do choose to drink?
Jaeger.
Jaeger. They're taking Jaeger bombs.
Yeah. I do.
Okay. That's tough. How old were you when you had your first drink?
I'm sure I was probably really young, 14, 15.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Do you remember what your first drink was?
It was Goldschlinger, that one that tastes like licorice. It has a little gold in it.
Oh man, yeah, I'm familiar. I got a story behind that, but I'm not gonna share that. That's tough. I have not heard that in a long time, and I'm glad I haven't heard that in a long time because that brought back some interesting memories. That now that you've mentioned that, damn, that's tough. That's fucking tough. Okay.
That bad.
It didn't necessarily involve me, but someone fucked up some opportunities for me once they got a little buzz off the golden drink and got to talking a little bit too much, and so they fucked up some game that I had going on. So it is what it is, Now looking, a few years later or so.
About it.
Huh? Yeah, I missed out on I missed out.
Yeah. About it.
Yeah, that's some hype I could have had. But now that I look at it now, what they became several years later, I'm all right. I didn't miss out on anything too much. So, but at the time, I was interested, and then I missed out on that opportunity. But there's that. Okay. So, what about women? Do you think there's particular categories for women?
Yeah, there's good girls, there's skanks, and
Mm. What classifies as
good
a
girls
what,
and skanks.
just good girls? What classifies as a skank?
If you sleep around.
Is there a ratio of sleep around? How often do you have to sleep around to be considered a skank?
I'd say 9 people.
9 people. Okay. That's total period ever?
If I know about 9 people you had sex with, yeah, that's too much.
No, if you know 9 people, then that means there's way more than that.
Right,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. Obviously with women, it's they don't tell everything. But
No.
if I know for a fact 9 people have sex with you, you're probably getting it in all over the place.
Yeah, if you had 9, by the women's logic, it's at least 27 because you got to multiply by 3 when it comes to women. So, okay, so yeah, that's interesting. All right. Tough. Do you watch anime, Miss Ashley?
No.
Oh, darn. Okay. Okay, okay. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Have you ever associated with skanks or chicks who are of that caliber?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Mm. Do you think that a person could be a skank and still be a good person? They just have very sexual tendencies.
Yeah, I mean, that has nothing to do with your personality.
That's tough. Okay. So a person's sexual activity, you feel like it so they shouldn't be judged by their sexual activity. It's just kind of who they are. Do you think that you can separate someone's sexuality from their normal personality?
Oh, yeah. Unless they're gays and they mention it all the time.
Mm.
Kidding. But, no, you can. I guess for a guy, but for a woman, I don't think so.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Why not? Why not for a woman?
Just because it's different. Like it shouldn't be, but it is.
Why is it different?
Just because societal standards tell people that women shouldn't sleep around.
Okay. 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 So you think that people should judge themselves for? I mean, should they feel bad about themselves if they don't necessarily coincide with society standards, or should they be happy with who they are no matter what?
No, they should be happy with who they are, but they should realize people are going to judge them.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. What about women who, necessarily maybe they don't say, let me word this properly. Women who say they've had a lot of sexual partners, but they claim all of the partners as their boyfriend. So they may be with somebody for a couple of months and maybe that's the only person they're fucking with. Then that doesn't work out. Then they get with somebody else and they're with them for a few months and that's the only person they're fucking with. And then it doesn't work out. And they kind of people who have, perpetual relationships.
They're still sluts.
Or still sluts.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, okay.
You don't have to have sex with every person you're dating. And if your history shows you that you're not sticking together with these people, then maybe you should close your legs and deal with people judging you.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. What? No. See, stop with the no. Why are these false allegations being made about me and my character? I'm not community penis. I do not.
For what?
No, I'm being falsely accused in the chat. It's also somebody falsely accused me and said that I had this extravagant body count, in which I do not. I'm a born again saint, and so I do not. My body count has been washed clean.
You said you're a born again skink?
No, a born again saint. That is not. I will not stand for this blasphemy. I do not appreciate it. No, I'm a saint and a gentleman of, not necessarily a gentleman of leisure, that's a whole different thing. Well, yes, no, I do not have Metro Weenie. I don't.
Got around like Tupac?
That's a good song, though. That's a very good song. Shout out to Tupac. That's a great song.
That song.
Yes, that's a great song. Yes, my body count is 0.1.
Oh.
Yes, so,
Just a hand?
Yeah, just a hand, just still
What is that, just a hand?
yeah, just a hand. Just, however
Just
that
a
works.
left hand?
Left hand, is it left hand? I don't know. It might be a switch hitter. No, I'm joking. But no, I don't condone those activities. I'm a man. I have a reputation to uphold, and you know, again, as Pimp C said, the dick ain't free. But okay. So you say that even though a person has, they're perpetually dating and they're still sleeping with a lot of people, that still kind of qualifies them in the whole category. So would it just be better for them to not date and just have sex if they're going to be promiscuous either way?
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Damn, now we talking about mid. God damn, I can't focus. This community is toxic. I do not have a midget story. I would like to have a midget story, but I don't have a midget story. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Let me think here. Let me think. So why is it that women will get with a man, because as Miss Bell said earlier, women will get with the bad boy, right, in hopes of changing him. And I was saying it can go one of two ways. If they do change him, they end up unhappy about the changes that they made, or if they can't change him, they get upset because he never changes. Why do you think women pursue men that they want to change?
I don't get that. I don't know. I just think that they probably just have an ideal person in their head, and maybe the person has qualities that they like, but he's not all the way there yet. But that's who he is. Women are not. I don't know why they do that.
Okay. Have you ever tried to do something like that?
Change a man?
Yes.
No.
So have you ever been unhappy with the dudes that you were with just because of their behaviors, or what ended up causing the separations between you and
what?
What ended up causing separation between the gentlemen that you've been with?
Between who?
Any man that you've been with.
I mean, really, I don't know. I don't know, I found, not even that I found somebody else, but just, I'm doing my own thing. Really. Yeah, I found somebody else.
Okay.
Not gonna lie.
So what was it about that somebody else that that you enjoyed more than, or that attracted you more than the previous person?
Just because the other person was crazy, and I don't like that.
Crazy how?
Just popping up in random places.
That's tough. Did they put a tracker on you?
Constantly. Huh?
Did they put a tracker on you?
He has, yeah.
Damn, that's tough. What kind of random places did they show up to?
What kind of what?
So what kind of random places did they show up to?
I'll be at the store, or at my family's house, or just out and about, and I'll see him.
Okay. So how many times did that happen?
How does what?
How many times did it happen?
When I was with him, at least every other day.
Oh, fuck no. And how long were you with him?
Yeah. For 6 years.
Oh, shit, that's like 3 years of stalking. That's tough.
Pretty much.
That's tough. That's yeah. Do you think that was due to insecurity issues?
Probably since I was like a lot younger.
I mean, he ain't had no hobbies or nothing. He ain't go, build boats in jars or some shit. Like,
I'm the only hobby that he needed.
you're the only hobby that he needed?
I was his only hobby.
That's tough, man. That's tough, man. I'm not listening to none of y'all. None of y'all in the chat. Y'all are all bad people. Okay. I don't know. I don't think I have any other questions. You got to get rid of the stalker. So once you moved on, how long did it take for him to move on after you moved on?
He still hasn't. Yeah.
Okay. And why don't you think he hasn't?
I don't know. Like he just hasn't. It's been years.
Okay. Do you tease him? Do you string him along?
No, because I tell him I don't like him, and he knows that.
So has he ever been with anybody else since you, or?
Yes, he's married to somebody else. His whole life.
So how does she feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't talk to her, so I just know he's married.
No. Why don't you talk to her?
Talk to her and say what?
I don't know. Tell her your fucking husband keeps stalking me and he won't leave me alone.
Yeah, but if he doesn't have something else to do, when he's not stalking me, like, oh God, I'm not going to mess up this relationship, and then he can stalk me 24/7. No.
Well, that's true. That's true. You have a point there. That's tough. I think you must have put a hell of a 35 seconds on him. So.
The 35 seconds, they got him.
That is intriguing. I still can't get over that. That's a lot. I don't know. I think that's all I got. Anything else that you would like to add?
No, but okay, so when you were saying Jamaica's good, Jamaica's very good, I heard that in DMX's voice. What movie was that from?
That was from Belly.
Oh, I knew it.
Yes.
Because I heard it, like, in DMX's voice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Jamaica's good. Jamaica's very good. We smoking weed with Ox in the fucking no, we went. I think we
Right.
went.
That's what I'm like. Oh my gosh, that like I could hear it, but I'm like, what the heck is that from?
Yeah, man, Belly is a great movie.
I love that movie.
Okay. All right. Well, Miss Ashley, I thank you for you sharing your insights with us this evening. I don't know what to do about your stalker situation. That is pretty tough. Hopefully, maybe he finds something else to do with his life, so you don't have to deal with that. But I don't know what to tell you about that. I don't know. That's a tough situation. So, but I appreciate you sharing that with us and sharing your thoughts on tonight's topic.
Well, thank you for taking my call.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right.
All right, you have a good evening.
You too, bye.
All right, bro. All right, so we're gonna probably wind it up on that one for the evening because I told you I look 2 hours because I got man. Look, I've been putting in a lot of work. I told y'all I'm going to try to have the website ready to go tomorrow sometime. Only thing about it right now is it's kind of naked because I only have a couple of articles and things on there, so I may wait a little bit, but everything else is in place. I just got to do a little bit more writing because it just looks very bare right now. So I'll probably be doing some writing in the morning before we go live. And Nikki and Sweetberry, shame on the both of you. See, that's why you can't let women get together, because then they start trying to undermine shit. I don't even know what y'all talking about. I don't know, man. I don't know. Y'all tell me, because I can do a little bit of multitasking while I'm doing that, 'cause I have some things I have to kind of work back and forth. Do y'all want a little mixer action tonight? Yes or no? If you want some mixer action, put a 1. If you don't want any mixer action, put a 0. If you don't give a shit, then don't reply at all. I can maybe do a little bit of mixer action tonight while I'm working on some other things. Okay, a little bit of mixer action in then. I ain't fooling with y'all. I don't even know what y'all was talking about. Yeah, stalking is a no-go. Like, yeah, you know how much shit I could be doing instead of stalking? Like everything. I could do everything else in the world besides stalking. So, like, getting some pussy. So, fuck stalking. I wouldn't do that. I'm gonna scroll back and see what y'all was talking about. I saw y'all throwing some outrageous numbers out there. Just terrible. Just. Oh, she did? Maria did come by? Okay, cool. Thank you for that, Miss V. I figured she'd get there eventually. She probably had to get free to thumb it down. Miss Maria, hey, we still love you. You know, even though you're trying to sue us all. I don't know about the rest of y'all. It's nothing but love on my end. I love everybody. Everybody love everybody, like Jackie Moon says. Dre, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. What y'all talking about? Let's see. Let me see. I'm not. See, look, I'm not even talking shit. I can't fool with y'all. Look at y'all. Shelly, Shelly is a man. I love Miss Shelly, but she don't love me back. She's a man hater. She don't want to see me winning. Don't want to see me winning. And this is tough, right? But y'all talking about the tip technique. The tip technique does work. I'm going to talk a little shit till the little automated thing comes back around. And then we'll wind it up after the automated thing comes through. But the tip technique does work, and it works in a multitude of ways. It works as far as, hey, just let me stick the tip in, or just kiss the tip. Those two techniques work. They're tried and true, proven, backed by science. Let me see. What y'all talking about here? Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. What am I not telling? Okay, so I got a question. I was accused of leaking the body count in the conversation. I don't think I did, because I know for a fact that I didn't. But all the women in the den have been, if you are not a virgin, you've been fooled by the tip technique. I don't care what any woman says. They may not want to admit it. It is scientific proof. There is factual backing to the tip technique. Because see, what do y'all say? See, that's what I say. I don't know what y'all talking about. Because I don't recall. I don't think I did. Shit, that shit worked by name. Look. But she knows she don't get more than a tip. That allows her. She uses that. Women use the tip technique too. They benefit from the tip. You know, that way they can play coy and shy and just be like, you know, oh, okay, well, just a tip. Yeah, just a tip. And then bow. You know what I'm saying? You know. So that's how it works. It's never just the tip. Oh, really? Oh, really, Riley? You say. But the tip technique. I'm almost willing to bet. I'm not gonna say the number is high, but I'm almost willing to bet that one of the ladies in the den has gotten pregnant from the tip technique. I'm almost willing to go out on a limb and say it. They're not going to admit it. They're not saying that, you know, I'd almost be willing to bet money that it's happened. I don't know what the convo was. That's what I didn't see all of it because I wasn't. See, I know I can't really look in the chat when I'm on the phone calls because y'all are toxic. I love the toxic, but y'all are toxic. And so I don't always get all of the conversation. So I ain't on thin on ice, but I'm on ice. And look, shit, hey, you know, I'm finna start skating. I'm finna start doing triple axles and shit. Y'all know I ain't never scared. You know what I'm talking about? See, there go. See, look, see. There go Rashida ruining the party, coming in with the weapons and shit. So interesting. You know, Shannon, you know, they ain't got, you know, well, here's the deal though. If a woman is just willing and she wants the wood, she ain't even gonna have to worry about the tip technique. The tip technique is like, it's like, the situation has to be appropriate. But generally those situations do occur often. So you just kind of, there's timing in it. You know, the situation and the timing have to be appropriate. So there's that. There's that. Post the pic when I'm not scared. I'll tell you. Let's see, what is this? June, end of June? Mid-August. I'm going to fire up the premium Snapchat. You could be the first one to sign up for the premium Snapchat, Miss Shelley. I got you. Yeah, so I tell you, like I'm going all in. Look, if YouTube don't want to show me no love, I'm gonna have to do what I gotta do. I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta start up the premium Snapchat. It only let me go back so far. Let me see. I might be able to see it on this one. No, that was limited too. As far back as it goes, it was when we were talking about liquor. And the last thing I see is, what number did you guess? And then there started some midget talk. So I can't go that far back. Bandcamp stories, damn, midgets. That's tough. Well, you can catch my personal Instagram and Twitter at @HonchoHDX. If you want to follow there, I will follow back. Just let me know who you are. I will follow you back. Like and subscribe. Like the video if you enjoyed the conversation. Subscribe if you're new and you're just listening in. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Den Show Live. Den Show Live at Gmail. If you want to send an email tomorrow, Monday morning, 10 a.m. Central. We will be live Monday through Friday, daytime dens, and 7 days a week, evening dens at 10. If you can't watch, listen in. DenShowPodcast.com. Like I said, I put a few of the streams on there. If you want to get some of that fresh Den Show merch, go to denshowshop.com. 833-284-3336. If you ever want to hit the Den line, even if we're live or not live, you can leave a voicemail, send screenshots if you got some news or something of that nature. Shout out to the Patreon supporters. And if you want to leave a one-time donation, you can go to streamlabs.com/The Den Show. And if you want to make a monthly pledge to the channel, you can go to patreon.com/The Den Show. Shout out to Dan, Diana, James, Stina Starry-Eyed, Miss Goya, Donald Trump, and Betty Spaghetti. I thank all of you for believing in this community as we grow. And like I said, I've been putting in some work behind the scenes, and I'm going to give a lot more content. And I intended to drop some Patreon content, some exclusive Patreon content this weekend, but I will get to it. Like I said, I'm gonna do a little bit of writing tomorrow to try to get a few more articles on the website before I open that up. But I definitely plan on dropping some. I'm gonna do some more opinionated things on the Patreon. You know, and some different. I was trying to think of what is it special that I could do for the Patreon supporters. So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of a different kind of content, but much more opinionated conversation than I give necessarily at the Den. You know, in the Den, I try to stay as neutral as I can. I definitely express my thoughts on certain things, but I'll definitely be a bit more heavy-handed when for the Patreon supporters. So I appreciate you guys. Yeah. So like I said, I can only go so far back. Chicago Mike and Maria, they're gonna be in Vegas kicking it. Yes. Let's see. Yes. You know, super funny. Apparently, you know, and I got to go back and address that comment. I definitely will. If you didn't catch the videos I dropped today, I did one about Cam Newton and I did one about LeVar Ball. And apparently I was cooning on the Cam Newton thing because I disagreed with Tariq Nasheed. Hey, I know some of y'all like Tariq. I used to listen to Tariq when he was about Mac lessons and some of his books and stuff. But outside of that, man, fuck Tariq. If you feel a particular kind of way, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Because, again, like, some of the shit he puts, I can see it. I definitely can see it. But Tariq is a bullshit-ass, race-baiting, fucking... Again, like, my thing is this. There are situations where race is a very important factor. But when you focus on every fucking thing, any type of interaction between people of different races or a black person, and call it racism, you're a fucking clown. You know what I'm saying? You're a fucking clown. And that's it, period. You know what I'm saying? Because the man didn't get live with Cam. He didn't do anything disrespectful towards Cam because he didn't give up his seat for $1,500. He's a racist. That's the fucking dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard. Like, that's racism. That's where we're at now because you can't buy a fucking seat when you should have fucking reserved a seat when you fucking got your ticket. Like, man, fuck that dude. Yeah. He offered that guy because he wanted that guy's seat because it was a front seat, so he'd have more leg room. So he offered him cash. Like, the dude declined it. So that dude can't have money. He might got his own change. Shit, shit. Again, if you go and look up the prices, shout out to Desolate AK. You go look up the prices for a flight from Charlotte to Paris and tell me $1,500 was enough to get that seat. Like, come on, man. Again, if you taking flights, you going to overseas and things like that, you ain't hurting too bad. You know what I'm saying? So $1,500 ain't gonna cut it. You don't want me to sit in a cramped ass seat for fucking 10 hours? Fuck you. Especially if you ain't a Panthers fan. Fuck you. But shout out to everybody except for Sweetberry and Nikki because I don't know what they was talking about. And so I didn't get to see it. But he swore up and down. He just really trying to milk that shit. Like I say, it was you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of desperation. A lot of desperation in that shit. And if that story like that ain't the only story he's ever done like that. There's a lot of them. I remember he was calling Philip DeFranco a alt-right white supremacist. Like, really? Really? Like, you fucking super desperate. Like, some of these things are extremely desperate. You know what I'm saying? And again, but people buying into that shit and believing it because a lot of people think that this man speaks the fucking gospel. Like I said, I give him credit for Hidden Colors. But the thing about Hidden Colors, it was produced by certain people who don't look like anything like Tariq or me or, you know, a lot of y'all. But yet, this was a black film. And that's why I tell y'all, you know, go do some research, man. Look at a lot of these black documentaries they can produce, even the shit on Netflix. I guarantee if I go and look at the credits on, what's that new one that just got put out? Fucking When They See Us. I guarantee you see a lot of names that are not prevalent in the black community. That's what the fuck it is, like straight up. But they milk this shit because we love the oppression story. We love the oppression porn. I don't know what it is. Look, I'm gonna tell you, I don't watch that shit. I don't watch none of that shit. I don't watch slave movies anymore. I don't watch fucking oppression shit. Tell me stories about good shit that's happening. Tell me some stories about some motherfuckers that are overcoming the odds. I don't care about that other shit. I heard plenty of that. You're not finna continue to sell me that shit. I'm not giving the little one a bunch of fucking stories of how you can't make it. I'm finna tell her how you can make it. Like, to me, that shit is played out. It's over and done with. Motherfucking right. You know what I used to love? I used to love the Jeffersons. I used to love what was that shit? All in the Family. And All in the Family was great. Even though Archie Bunker was a fucking habitual line stepper. But when fucking Jefferson used to come through, Archie Bunker hated that shit. Man, they used to go at it. But Jefferson would get the upper hand on it, man. I rock with the Jeffersons, man, but yet we don't want to listen to that. We'd rather Good Times over the Jeffersons. We'd rather hear that story than the story of the niggas who made it, because we get mad at the niggas who made it because they moved on up to the east side. They ain't want to come back to the hood, you know. But I definitely agree. I definitely agree with you. I'm super, because my thing is this: if you spend your entire career preaching this conscious shit, you spend your entire career on, you know, preaching about racism and all this other stuff. You telling me in 20, 30 years you haven't come up with a solution? You haven't come up with, you know, a way to resolve some of the negative impact? Yet you keep preaching the same thing over and over. I want answers, man. I know the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the fucking story. Fuck that. Give me some solutions. If you ain't got no solutions, then I'm not gonna waste my time talking to you. At this point, you ain't figured it out, then you obviously don't know what it is. I can look up the history for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me some solutions. If you ain't got no solutions, I ain't got shit for you. So, I'd rather focus on that. I tell y'all, what is the 5% problem, 95% solution? That's the way it works. We already know what the problem is. Let's fix it. But with that being said, I'm finna slide over to the mixer here. Matter of fact, go ahead, get that booted up. I fucks with y'all, man. I really do. I appreciate each and every one of you. It's Send Nude Sunday, so make sure y'all send those nudes to the Den line. I'll be looking forward to those. Thank you for everybody who's already sent the nudes of beautiful, beautiful women. But all I'm saying is, if you about that life, you know, I'll add it to the private collection. I'm a gentleman. I don't look and tell. I'm done. But with that being said, man, I fucks with y'all though. I really do. I really do fucks with y'all. And I thank y'all for coming through every night, every day y'all come through. It is greatly appreciated. I don't ever want to take that for granted. It is an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure, and I mean that. Like, the fact to get to chop it up with y'all is an honor. It's a privilege because, you know, I'm in some certain YouTube groups, and some of these people, they have 20, 30,000 followers and things like that. And oh, yeah, I put the link in there. Let me put the link in there too. And they talk about when they do live streams, man, they might get 15 people. They might get, 20 people. And some nights that's where we are. Some nights we have more. But the consistency and the fact that y'all you ain't gonna let me make it tonight, huh, Miss Nikki? All right, I see what it is. I got you. That's Dallas folks for you. And so I was just thinking about that the other day, and I was like, I sincerely appreciate y'all, man, because there's people who have way bigger platforms, and and people ain't rocking with it like that. I don't think they're necessarily doing what we do over here in the Den community, but it's just an honor, man. It is. So I got a lot more pushing to do, a lot more grinding to do, and let's make it shake, man. Let's continue to make it shake. What is the mixer link? Okay. All right, and I'll be live on the mixer in about 12:41 my time. Probably about 12:50, so less than 10 minutes, about 5-10 minutes. So we'll make that rock. Here is the link, man. Senor Bredo. I'm finna call it a wrap, man. But I'm calling myself trying to keep it to 2 hours. We definitely way past that. But I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. I love hearing from Bredo, man. But like I said, I gotta get back to the wind it down limit so I can take care of some things. But do I sleep? Very little. But like I said, it's just right now it's about trying to get the grind going and getting things in order. And like I say, while I'm on the mixer, I'll be working on some things with the website and upload some stuff to the podcast and do a little bit of multitasking. But I feel like there's an opportunity here, so I have to stay on top of that. But again, I appreciate all of y'all. I thank you, and y'all are great people, man. I love this community. I love y'all, and catch y'all tomorrow morning. If not, I'll catch you in the mixer. I put the link in there, mixer.com/Honcho Saucy. I'll be in there about less than about 7-8 minutes. We'll get some water, rehydrate and all that good stuff. But with that being said, y'all be cool like y'all be cool, and y'all do what y'all do, man. Y'all ain't gotta go home, but I'm finna get the fuck off the den. When you sleep, that's where you can't make the morning den. You better get your ass up. What you talking about? You can't make the morning den. Get up, a couple hours, you can go back to sleep. Oh, what? Let me see. We got some messages. Am I sending the news back? Well, you got to send first and see. Shout out to the Den line. Very, very interesting. We'll see what happens. But with that being said, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. I'll catch y'all on the mixer here in just a short few. I'm gone.